In this recording, we are going to discuss completing assignment 5, which is on support vector machines. This is a classification problem where we will use a support vector machine to predict whether or not an email message classifies as a spam email. So we're dealing with a binary classification problem. This assignment is due on Friday, April the 15th. As always, the assignment submission consists of submitting our work into the associated Dropbox and then completing a Moodle assignment, a Moodle quiz assignment that uses your R work to answer the questions. So this assignment uses a data set which is called spam. This data set is available directly in the Kern Lab library, which you're going to need to load. So what you do is you'll load the Kern Lab library and then initialize the spam data set, and then examine some dimension and features of the data, the levels of the feature type, and the levels of the feature internet. As always, use set.seed123 for results that are as reproducible as possible. Now, having loaded the appropriate library and the data set, and having examined the data set, now we'll begin setting up our model. So we'll split the data into training and testing sets using a 70-30 training testing split, and then construct a support vector machine on the data. Now, the way we'll do this is we'll load the meta engine caret, so the caret library, and then we'll use the train command in caret. So in the train command, specify type as the target variable, the spam training set as the training data, and a radial basis kernel support vector machine as the method. So in order for this to work, you must have the Kern Lab package loaded. Include center and scale in the pre-process option, and this will center and scale the data. Train the model with 10-fold cross-validation and assess 10 sets of tuning parameter values. Then look at the output generated by your model. Use ggplot to generate a plot of the cross-validated accuracy against the cost parameter, capital C, for the soft margin classifier. And then use the confusion matrix command in caret to summarize the estimated accuracy of the models. You'll find that this assignment is fairly short and doesn't require a ton of work or a ton of code, and probably much shorter than some of our previous assignments. Now, going to the Moodle page, we have assignment 5, the associated Dropbox and Moodle quiz, which are both due on Friday, April 15th at 11:59 p.m., and an assignment 5 hint file with some helpful pieces of code that you may want to use for completing assignment 5. Now, the Moodle quiz for assignment 5 has the following questions. Number 1, generally, do smaller or larger values of the cost parameter produce better cross-validated accuracy? So what this is asking is to look at the graph generated in ggplot of the cross parameter against, or the value of the cost parameter C against the accuracy, and look for is it for larger or smaller values where you're getting the best results. Question 2 asks, what is the average cross-validated accuracy of your model? Question 3 is on just some aspects of the spam dataset. How many observations are in the dataset? How many features? And how many different values are there for the spam variable? Question 4 asks what values of sigma and C were used in the final model. So these are two of the hyperparameters that are generated. And so from your 10-fold cross-validation, you're going to find the values that produce the model with the highest accuracy. And question 5 asks you to explain the model. You've been hired by Okanagan College to help improve their email spam filters. The IT department has asked you to explain your model and its estimate of how accurately it will detect spam messages. Write a short 1 to 2 paragraph executive summary for the IT department. So you want to explain in relatively non-technical terms how your model works, how it's making predictions as to whether or not an email is a spam email or not, and what does the estimated accuracy represent. If you have any questions about this assignment and any questions about the hints provided or otherwise, please let me know and I'll be happy to help you out.